did you get this next one?
Yeah, I did 0.5 to 1.366.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay, and then what?
2 minus x squared,
Is that 3 over 2?
x minus 1 squared.
You probably didn't have parentheses around that front, but something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, that is perfect, okay? Second group. Audrey, did you get the first one? So you're going this way, correct? Okay, so it's gonna start here. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And you're gonna need 3 integrals. Would you agree with that? This one's gonna start here and go to here. So this one's gonna have to start at what number? Anybody have an idea? If I'm starting here and going to here? 0. And so there was a y value at that point, wasn't there? Was it 0.1339? Am I correct? This intersection?
Yeah.
And you have to choose the y, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be to 0.1339. Now, the question is, if you look at that, that is this equation right here, correct? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the square root of both sides and I'm gonna get plus or minus the square root of y is equal to x minus 1. Would you agree with that, Audrey? And so that means 1 plus or minus y equals x, correct? So this side is, I forgot the square root of y. Now it's correct, right, Audrey? Okay, so this side is 1 plus the square root of y. This side is 1 minus the square root of y. Would you agree with that?
I feel like my notes are not good enough. Could
Okay.
I perhaps
So
take
I'm
a
gonna
copy
have
of
1
yours at a
plus
later
the
point?
square root of y to the right, minus 1 minus the square root of y to the left. So the right side here is 1 plus the square root of y. To the left of the 1 is going to be 1 minus the square root of y. And if I simplify that, I'd have 1 minus 1, correct? And I'm just left with 2 square root of y. Would you agree with that?
I did not understand what you
So
said
this
for the
is
past 5
2
minutes.
square root of y. Now, the next point, I'm going to have rectangles that look like this. So I'm going to integrate from where to where? Well, I got to start at this number, and I got to go up to here. Well, what's that number?
1.
1. And it's going to be this equation, which is 2 minus x squared, correct? Minus this equation right here, which I said is 1 minus the square root of y.
For the past 5 minutes, I have no clue what's been going on.
Okay, so I'm going to write here so I have to take this equation, and I got x squared is equal to 2 minus y. That means x is going to equal plus or minus the square root of 2 minus y. And so I'm going to choose x equals the positive 2 minus y. So this is going to be the square root of 2 minus y.
Was x negative?
Pardon?
Because it's 2 minus x.
I added x squared to this side and I subtracted y on that side.
Again, I have no clue
And
what's going
that's
on.
what I got. I'm putting these in terms of y.
Oh, okay, so you're just trying to basically make it, so you're basically
Okay.
making x equals instead of y equals right now?
Correct, because all of theirs has to be in terms of y.
Then you're gonna, so then you can find the bounds, or have you already found the bounds?
When we found those points, which everybody was supposed to do, were the bounds, and now you chose the x values, they
Yes.
have to choose the y values.
Okay, so we find the bounds, and then they're basically putting them, instead of y equals, turning into x equals, and then we just continue as normally?
Correct.
Okay, so I didn't really miss much then.
Okay, and then this one will be from 1 to this y value. And for this y value, I came up with a point 0.5 comma 1.75. So I'm gonna go 1.75. And it's gonna be this side minus this side. And I got the square root of 2 minus y. So now I gotta come over to this line, I say, okay, I got y minus 1 equals 3/2 x. So 2/3 times 1 y minus 1 equals x. So then write it minus 2/3 y minus 1 dy. That one's ugly, this one's nicer.
Yeah, so I didn't write the second bit. Is that okay with you?
Well, you're gonna need to have it down.
I wrote basically, find intercept for bounds, turn to x equals, continue as normal. That good enough?
Use it, okay.
Yep.